Okay, this is the social media and employment wrap up. Whether you are an employer, employee, or prospective employee, you got to be careful. There are a lot of pitfalls, as you have discovered in your readings. A lot of pitfalls that could cost you dearly. Just be careful and give thought to what you're doing. Be aware of, obviously, your local laws, federal laws, and any policies with your company, and you'll be okay. A lot of people make a lot of mistakes. Don't be the one to make a mistake that will cost your job. Offensive comments, racist, sexist comments, sharing confidential information, posting something that's not so smart on behalf of your company. As an employee rather, who was fired because he posted a picture of the Challenger explosion on the 4th of July. Too young to realize that was a national tragedy. Feel for the person. Sharing something when you should be working. I don't think you should be on social media when you're supposed to be working. Be careful with that. And then inadvertently broadcasting your job search. Some people have gotten in a little hot water when an employer sees that there's a lot of activity with recruiters on LinkedIn. So you have to be careful with those things. So anyway, social media is tricky. Just think before you send a post. Okay, so now we transition into Module 3, Copyright, Fair Use, Code, and Journalism. Time for another story. So, as a journalist in Philadelphia, some of you may have heard of the Move tragedy. The Move tragedy involved I'll call it a black liberation group that had had some issues with the police over the years. And the neighbors were complaining that they were in this compound and causing some problems, etc., etc. Well, someone devised a plan with the city, and they decided to drop a bomb on the Move compound. It was with a bunch of row houses, and they came in with a helicopter and dropped a bomb. The city just insisted it wasn't a bomb, it was an incendiary device. But all the media said, wait a minute, time out, it's a bomb. So we called it a bomb. Well, the story goes is that there was only one TV station that caught video of the bomb actually being dropped and the explosion. Now, I was working at the number one station in Philadelphia at the time. We weren't that station that got that video. And as you know, when news video was a big thing. So anyway, we didn't get it because it was determined by management at the time that we didn't want to plant a photographer close enough to add to this volatile situation. Okay, that's fine. So as a result, a competing station got the video. And my gosh, what happened after they dropped the bomb? 11 people died, including 5 children. It was a spectacular video, and then there were dozens of houses burned down because the fire spread so fast, and the firefighters didn't know whether they could go in there safely and put it out because they didn't want to get killed by opposition group, I'll put it like that. Anyway, one station had the video, and you can believe they promoted it all day long, and you could see the number one station numbers going down and the competing station numbers going up because everybody knew that station had the video and they must be the most credible source on this story. The question was this: did the number one station and the other stations have fair use to use the video? Because it was such a spectacular story, only one station had it, and it was a major story, so could we just put it on the air? recorded off the other station? Well, no, we just couldn't do that. But the argument was that, well, this is fair use and we can do it. Well, the competing stations say you can try it, but you do it, you have to put a big banner on there that this is video shot by our station, WCAU Channel 10. Well, the number one station we had a little bit too much pride to do that, and we just say, well, eventually we'll be over this soon. Well, for days, that number one status was imperiled, and everybody's watching the station that had the video, because they would run it probably 5 times in a half hour. I would have done the same thing. So, sat through it. I don't think any station in the market used it for fair use because they know they had to brand it. They had to brand it and that would drive viewers to the competing station that had it. So how did we finally get the video on the air? That's the question. We did, and other stations got it too. So I'll tell you the end of that story at the end of this module. Pretty interesting. We did recover to be number one, but they put a big bite into us, and they won coveted DuPont Awards and all of that on their coverage. So anyway, we're talking about fair use, copyright, code, journalism. Pay attention, very complex topic. Question is, do you need a copyright for your work? Maybe, maybe not. How long does a copyright last? Why does one news organization give another news organization credit for part of a story? Try to enjoy this module. Pretty complex, slow reading, because there's so many factors involved. So, and one other thing. A couple of students told me that they were having this debate. Where is Drew from? Where does that accent come from? Well, I've lived in a lot of cities, if you've seen my resume, but I'm a Texan. I grew up in Dallas, South Oak Cliff, and that's good. Lived there for about a good 22 years or so, and then add a few more years for University of Texas at Austin, and a couple of more years in Austin at the TV station there. So I would say it's a Texas accent, but I've got a lot of Jersey, a lot of Maryland, a little New Orleans, and a little Georgia in it too. So, it's Texas.